guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Tarshita Gupta, your ACCA mentor. So finally we got some time to have general discussion about ACCA. So many students on my Instagram and LinkedIn as well, they keep on asking these things, and a lot of content creators also, they believe in this, that some students are getting those 9 exemptions because they are having some collaboration. Some universities in India have collaboration with ACCA, where if you study their BCom, like their BCom would be in international finance, so in the BCom syllabus only they have embedded the knowledge as that is what it is being claimed, that they have embedded the knowledge into the BCom course itself. But what we have seen with many students is a different story altogether. But since you are a student, you're just starting with your ACCA journey, or maybe you are worried that should I take such a BCom course or not, and what are the pros and the cons, I'm going to discuss both of them in this video. So it's not about exemptions, it's about whether or not to go with such a BCom which offers 9 exemptions or not. Now I will be very objective in this, okay? I myself have given full length 13 papers and then have got that ACCA affiliate tag. But there are some students who just give 4 and they still get that. Now some students, or we can say one sector of students, feel that this is unfair. Well, I'm not touching on that topic, so this video does not include that point of view. This is just for my students, because after 4.5 years of my teaching experience, now I've become objective. So now I'm not just that I've qualified ACCA for you, I am like a tutor. So for me, every student is equal, whether coming from exemption route or not coming from the exemption route. So what I want to discuss with you is about the pros and the cons. And guess what? I've brought all my information here in my diary. I've properly researched on it. Some numbers might be here and there, but I'll give you an approximate idea about what is happening. And is this just specific to India? How many universities are there who are offering such graduation options which are embedded with ACCA? We'll discuss all that. So to begin with, I'll just tell you why people actually, or why universities have made such a collaboration. So first of all, if you start with any BCom, let's suppose I qualified my 12th and I got a really good score, and then I cracked some entrance exams, and now I am into BU. I got an admission into good college of Delhi University, which is a highly reputed university, and since it is public, so the fees of the BCom is also quite bearable as opposed to private universities. So when I go to that graduation, I would see many people either are pursuing CPA or are preparing that they will give CPA after graduation, or CFA. Some are preparing for Chartered Accountancy of India, and some are preparing for ACCA. Now ACCA figured out that there is some issue where students are unable to give their exams with a regular BCom, because you need to maintain your attendance in your college, you need to go for some projects. They won't, sometimes they won't allow you to work, because ACCA has work requirement as well for 3 years. So that is something what ACCA tried to do all over the world. India is like newly thing, but I would say around the globe, whether it's UK, Australia, Canada, there are universities who've partnered with ACCA where they're offering either a BSc, BCom, or either even an MSc or an MBA, from where the students get the exemption, 9 paper exemption. Now my point of view on this is that when you want to do ACCA along with your BCom, specifically in India, you must understand that in India they don't recognize that much about the qualifications of the UK. So if you say that I've done a master's from UK, they won't really be interested, the employer, or if you talk about any public university or public job, they won't be interested in that. So what we can do here is, we need to do an Indian graduation along with ACCA, because at the end of the day, ACCA is a professional certification. It is not an academic course. So you can't say I won't do a BCom at all. You need to do a BCom along with ACCA. So the question comes, should I opt for a normal BCom degree, or should I opt for something which is having ACCA knowledge embedded within it? So my suggestion to you would be a normal BCom. I'll give you my opinion on this, okay? I am not sure. I'll give you pros and cons, and you can decide for yourself. If I go for embedded course in a private university, as I said, you were getting an admission into Delhi University, which is like really huge reputation is there. You get a lot of good campus placements, and the fees is very nominal since it's government aided. So it's like approximately, rough idea, like 2 lakh for the whole BCom you would be paying. And in addition to this, if you're pursuing ACCA side by side, now ACCA is not something which requires, like, if I talk about CA, you have to give so many papers together. So you study for 6 months, 1 year dedicatedly, and then you sit for the paper. Here in ACCA, you have a proper flexibility in which quarter you want to sit for the paper, you want to avoid any attempt. That's totally up to you. You want to pick 1 paper, 2 paper, or totally miss the attempt. It's just 2.5 months away, right? So that flexibility, if I actually combine it with a general BCom, so I'm getting 2 sweet dishes here. One is a BCom degree of a reputed college. Second, I'm getting time to do my ACCA on my own as well. Now the question comes that, ma'am, universities are giving exemptions, then why should we not go for those exemption route? Why should we opt a traditional way where we're just getting up to 5 exemptions? So see, the difference is only of 4 papers. In a normal BCom, you would get 5 exemptions. In a embedded BCom, you might get 9, up to 9 exemptions. But I want to discuss that part here, that when you enroll into such a private university, their cost is very, very high. See, there are many people who are marketing these courses and they are very good at their job. I have no troubles with them, and nor I would say anybody has that trouble. It's just that we as users, so if you're listening to this video, you should not believe at me, you should research that what is happening. As a consumer, that's your right and duty as well. So if someone says that take 9 exemptions, just imagine that's a shortcut, okay? So in that shortcut, they have made a collaboration, like I'll give you a very stupid example here, but if you are getting ready for any of your functions, you'll get a makeup artist, and then the makeup artist says, I also have some collaboration with a hairstylist. So they all create a combo and give it to you. That sort of setup these private universities do have. So if you have ample of money and you're not so, you can say, concerned about whether you complete ACCA or not, you just need a part qualified tag, or you have money but you are also sure of the quality that college is offering. As I said, there are many colleges in India who are offering these embedded courses or these combined courses, and each one of them have different results. I have seen students getting the 9 exemptions, passing at the first attempt for the rest of the 4 papers, and even getting ranks. I have taught such students from UK as well. See, I have no personal interest here that I want to deviate you from taking the exemptions, because anyway I'm teaching a paper, SBR and AAA, which are basically after the exemptions only. These are mandatory paper, okay? AAA if you pick up, but SBR is mandatory. So I don't have any self-interest vested here. So I'm being very objective that if you go for a normal DU BCom, you get reputed college at a low cost, and if you pursue ACCA along with it, maximum expenditure including tuition fees and the exam fees, I would say would be around 3 lakhs, okay, for ACCA alone. So you're going to put 5 lakhs approximately in this whole setup, whereas if you go with a private university, they might take it up to 8 lakhs and above. That is almost varying for every university. So I got this figure from my research, that up to 8 lakhs is there that the college is charging. Now what do these colleges do? They would actually hire some tutors. Like I'm a tutor for ACCA, so even I have an opportunity to go to a college and teach, okay? Similarly, now colleges want to hire individual tutors, so they have tie-ups with institutes which are at a greater level. So they are ACCA institutes only, and they will teach you in your maybe 2nd semester, 3rd semester. So they will teach you the ACCA subjects, and then they'll ask you give your 4 papers yourself. Now what you need to make sure before joining these courses is that talk to your alumni. What are your alumni doing? How many people have actually successfully passed ACCA after getting those 9 exemptions? Because if you're a serious candidate who is not from so rich background, who wants to struggle for the, they want to hustle for their career and they're career conscious, you must research on this. Go to LinkedIn, search that who are my alumni from my course in my university, where they are placed, what's their experience, talk to them, connect with them on LinkedIn, and then make a decision whether you want to pursue this or not want to pursue this. Because there have been so many instances where the colleges are not offering the highest level of quality. Because see, pros are there. Pro of joining such a course is A, you get an environment where you meet people who are giving ACCA, but that is something that you can get in any coaching as well if you independently do DO, BCom or any other university's BCom and ACCA. But they are charging you a hefty amount, and the biggest challenge, which you might think does not exist but actually exists, is that when you will sit for those professional papers, you will not have the exam experience. Not all colleges are able to stimulate that exam experience for the students who are getting the exemptions. So what are you saving on? So you're paying extra, you still have to pay the exam fees as exemption fees for those 9 papers, so nobody is going to waive that off for you. So you're going to pay the fees. They will teach you also, you're going to study the subjects also. That's what the colleges do claim, that we will teach you the subjects. It's embedded in the course, so you will learn that as well. Then why not to give the paper? See, giving the exam gives you exam experience, okay? That is very essential. How the examiner is marking, okay? If you say, no ma'am, we'll get the experience with professional level only, fine. If you're intellectual, if you believe yourself, then of course you can. It might take you a little bit longer, like after 9 exemptions, picking up the 4 papers might take you a little bit longer, but you should not be so guaranteed about it that yes, I'd be able to do it. So you need to question your colleges that what kind of curriculum they have placed for you, because I see other students really cribbing about it that these group of people are getting exemptions, but I really feel that you guys are lucky, okay? You are able to pass it. Let's not cry that you've given 13 papers, because that's a good thing. And these people who are getting 9 exemptions, they are shown such a fancy dreams that as soon as you complete your BCom, you'll also be done with ACCA and we will get you placed, all those things. So they are actually maybe not doing the things which are right for them. So they are actually the sufferer. So in many colleges, I'm not saying, again I'm repeating, I'm not saying all colleges. There are colleges, for example, Christ University I've heard of. They're really good at what they're doing. Symbiosis, they're really good at what they're doing, and they are really giving that quality to the students who are taking exemptions. Now, I leave it on to you. You need to decide which college you are opting. Is that college doing it for the sake of business? Like, what's the point that you will study your normal college thing in that XYZ university, and then they will call someone external to their college who would teach you ACCA. So that would have been done on your own pace, at your own space. You didn't need the college for that. You would have given the papers, okay? You would have learned from the exam experience, and then you could have actually done it at your pace without any stress. Because I've seen some people, some students discuss their problems with me that, in the 3rd semester, they would be actually giving us the FR classes, and in the same semester, they would ask us to give SBR. So that is like a lot of stress on the student who's never studied ACCA or never given a paper of ACCA. So you need to think about it, you need to research about it, and then decide, okay? So shortcuts are always fancy. I would say shortcuts are always important for, you think that, okay, I'll do the best by taking a shortcut. But I would say shortcut also brings in some challenges along with it. And that challenge includes lack of knowledge that you might have after getting those exemptions. You might face difficulty in passing those 4 papers which are left. I'm sure your intention is not just to spread, just to burn your money in a course where maybe the employers, they don't prefer that course, or maybe they, you're doing ACCA 9 papers and you're just now called as part qualified ACCA. And then when you go to an interview, they ask you how many papers you've given, and then you say, no, I was exempted. See, employers are also getting to know that this BCom is international finance from XYZ university. So they also know that you must have done, exemption, you must have taken the exemption route. So you need to work on that. I would say personally, your goal is not to become part qualified ACCA. Your goal is to become a proper ACCA member, not even affiliate, but a member. So for that, you need to think logically and huge. So make sure that you properly research when you make such decisions. Think about the cost, think about the benefits in terms of campus placements. I would say what matters is graduation. You need to have a BCom or a BCom honors, and that too you should have from a good reputed college, because the name of the college matters the most. That is when you end up getting a good placement. And then the ones who are pursuing from, let's suppose, distance education, they're doing BCom from distance education, they face difficulties as well, because you don't get campus placements. Everyone knows that if you've done it from IGNU, if you've done it from SOL, they know that, okay, you are not a college going person, okay? So from my personal experience, I would say go to a regular college, go to the reputed college, which gives you a lot of experience, and do side by side, parallelly, just do ACCA along with it at your own pace. 3 years, guys, you can easily pass 13 papers of ACCA in 3 years if you're consistent. So what you are doing currently is that 3 to 4 years I will spend in a BCom, and then thereafter I will do the remaining 4 papers because I'm getting the 9 exemptions. Or maybe during the BCom also, even if you start those 4 papers, what is the guarantee that you would be able to pass them without any previous knowledge? Indian CAs are getting 9 exemptions because those people have actually learned things which is like same as ACCA or maybe a little more difficult than ACCA. So that is justified. But when I talk about a BCom course where the quality is not apt, where you're not given the exam experience, which are the instances that I've seen a lot, and I don't want to create any sort of like criticism here, but I just want to give my opinion that yes, these things are going well for some people. Like I said, there are universities who are really good at what they're doing, but there are also some universities who are clueless. Okay, so they are, you can say, a dangerous thing to use. So don't get into that trap and make sure you do your proper research. Even if you have heard me saying this today, go back, Google it, research on it, what I'm saying is correct or not, is the price difference there or not, are you getting the 4 papers that you have to give it on your own expense at the end of the day. So if you would have done a BCom, it would have been costing you around 2 lakhs from DU, and then you would have taken up ACCA along with it, approximately I would say again 3 lakhs maximum. So 2 plus 3, 5. What's the difference between 5 and 8? 3 lakh is a huge amount, right? So you must think about it. And second very important factor is that the college says we will provide you with the tuition of ACCA. See, when colleges teach us BCom, that's fine. Let's be very brutal here that we do not study for a graduation, okay? So it does not matter us much that who's our professor, who's teaching. But when I talk about a competition, or when I talk about class 12 boards, or when I talk about ACCA, this is a professional course. You need to pass. So you need the best tutors with you, or I won't say the best, you need someone who is good as per your preference. So there in the university, you don't have a choice to watch a demo and then decide whether I want to go for this coaching or this tutor or not. That tutor will be just given to you. And there are many instances where students end up saying that, ma'am, we were given the classes in college, but due to these XYZ reasons, we were not able to properly follow them, or we were not able to understand in the class. So they take tuitions again from other tuition providers. So see, this is like a double thing. You're paying the college also for the same thing, and then you're paying outside also for external tuitions. So that's just an extra, I would say, cost on you, and that is something that you must save. And I'm not saying that ACCA, whatever they're doing, is wrong or something. This is like, again, it's a worldwide thing. I also want to burst that myth going on as well, that some people are like very anti to these 9 exemptions. That is correct. But just for your knowledge, in UK there are universities who are offering same 9 exemptions. In Australia they're there, in Canada it's there. And even if I talk about other qualifications like CFA, so you would say that if someone is doing an MBA in finance, so such MBAs do exist which help you in CFA. So they say it's an embedded course of CFA. So that's not a new thing, it's happening worldwide. ACCA has also partnered with universities, 150 universities in India, and they are offering these things in the same way like many global universities are offering in combination with CFA. So that's not a bad thing, but you need to decide for yourself what is your goal. Is your goal just to pass or call yourself part qualified, or is your goal to get into a good job, complete your ACCA, save your money and do it in the best efficient or the best way out there? Then I would say the best way is a good reputed college BCom, regular course. Manage your ACCA along with it. By the time you're done with BCom, get done with your ACCA also. Then as in when you get the campus placement, because campus placement is very, very important. Getting a job by yourself as a starter is very difficult. So you need to get a campus placement, and then when you say that in my group of friends or my batchmates, I have done BCom, they have also done BCom, but I have also done ACCA. That is when you get that edge, okay? So ACCA alone, if you would take it to the market and say that please give me a job, that becomes difficult. Basic graduation in India, okay, I'm not talking about around the globe. In India, they really do value basic graduation. So that plus ACCA will give you the edge, and you will also have the satisfaction that, okay, I have the knowledge, I have not taken exemptions. When you'll be sitting for the professional level, you won't have that doubt on yourself that I've not done this, I've not done that, maybe I won't be able to pass. So you'll have a better option and better experience with this setup rather than going for that collaborated setup. Again, if you have money, if your intention is just to, or maybe you're not getting a good college, you want to go to a private university, and you just have the aim of being part qualified, or if you've talked to the alumni and concluded that this university is really good and their people have good pass rate after BCom, they have actually passed ACCA, then you can go for it. So that is something that I have tried my level best to make you understand the pros and the cons of both the things. And again, just to summarize, the pros is that you get environment of ACCA students. You get the tuition. If it is good, then nothing like that. You get the exemptions, 9 exemptions. So if you are someone who believes in shortcut and you like to take exemptions, okay, that also works. But the cons, getting the exemption itself is a con, because then what about the professional papers? You might have lack of knowledge there. And then the second con is about the cost, and the third con is about what about the quality? Will they teach me efficiently or not? And of course, another con is that some employers do not prefer such students who are part qualified but they've got exemption. So they won't prefer you. Once you complete your ACCA, then only you would be preferred. Okay, so that's it. I think for this video, and whatever is your opinion on this, you can drop it down. I have talked to many people. I've got mixed opinions about the quality of teaching, but do let us know what is your experience. And again, let's not create hate around it or criticism around it. Let's educate. Okay, so to all the people who are against the exemptions, I would also just request, let's educate people that why do you think they should not take exemptions, rather than being in a negative sphere that brings disrepute anyway to the profession. So let's not do that, and let's actually educate the people. If ACCA and the universities have power to market, they are really good at their job, because that's what they're doing in the industry. If you are against something, if you feel that there are some pros and cons, you can actually educate the end consumer from your end. So that would be a contribution. That's what I would say, and end my video here. I hope it was helpful. See you in the next one.